Thanks, Greg. You're back with Almanac. I'm Susan McNamee. And this hour, as promised, a musical special from the Billy Miner Pub in Haney. Every Sunday night, the place comes alive for the weekly jam session. Amateur musicians are invited up on stage to play with the house band, and the audience loves it. And so will you, as we take you now to the Fraser Valley, to the Billy Miner Pub.
This is the Billy Miner Jam Band. Sir Robert Campbell here. Greg Stuart, Mr. David Barton, and on guitar, Mr. Simon Jarrett. So here you go, enjoy yourselves.
I'm Bernice Gehring, and I'm the owner of the Billy Miner Pub. We're rather infamous for our music in the Fraser Valley. We've been here 16 years. And we've seen excellent musicians come and go in all that period of time. It's a 1911 heritage building. It was an old Bank Montreal. The building is the third oldest Bank Montreal, built in British Columbia. We've had a number of jams that some of them worked, some that didn't. But I think the real catalyst around the jam was George Malott and Debbi Sackville. The people that play here, most of them all play in other jams or in other rooms. They want to play with each other because they're all so good. You're dealing with real musicians here that play real music. A lot of it is their own. A lot of it is other people's good music. And when you put that together, it is what you call a jam, and it's a special jam. And I take great pleasure in working on Sunday nights specifically to listen to the jam myself.
She done did it. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it now. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it, baby. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it. I fell in love. Well, how this happened, I really don't know. It's funny how things turn out sometimes. I was barefooting down Beach Avenue with enough and much on my mind. Blue skies hanging up above, the sidewalk warm at my feet, and all of a sudden, there she was. I knew my life's complete. She done did it, come on. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it now, yeah. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it, baby. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it. I fell in love. Well, my heart beat froze and time stood still. My heart went lickety slipped. My eyes grew wide. I did the slip inside. My knees said it was time to sit. Overdose, I was close to comatose. I did not know what to do. It brought out of the blue like a dream come true. She drove on over, said I'm with you. She done did it now, yeah. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it, baby. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it, yeah, yeah. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it. I fell in love, yeah.
My name's Robert Campbell, and I play keyboards and also do some vocals here for the Sunday night jams at the Billy Miner. The first thing that sets the Billy Miner apart is the community. The people that come down here week after week, year after year. You have a lot of people who come down and support you, whether the music's good or bad or indifferent.
Well, that was then and this is now, and I'm here to testify. If you believe in love, if you believe in life, will not pass you by. If you're ever cruising down Beach Avenue, barefoot and under skies of blue, it don't be surprised if someone catches your eye. The same thing happens to you. She done did it now, come on. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it, yeah, yeah. Yes, indeed she did. She done did it. I fell in love. Well, she did it, 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 she did it, she did. Yes, indeed she did. She did, she did, she did, she did. She done did it. I fell in love. She done did it now, yeah, yes. She done did it now, yeah. She done did it, yeah, yeah. She done did it. I fell in love. She done did it.
Don Gehring. Don Gehring. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You're Bernice's husband, for starters.
Well, I guess I'm kind of a poet or lyricist, I guess, and I kind of write poetry and then I sing to it, and I have music dubbed into it by various artists at times. I originally bought this old building here in 1973, and with the idea of restoring it as a youth hostel. Years ago, I used to come down the waterfront here, and I'd sit on the old wharf and look out of the river, and I kind of looked at the old town back here, or kind of imagined what it would look like about, 100 years ago or whatever. And I seen this couple of old buildings up there, and I thought, gee, someday I'd like maybe to buy one of those buildings if the opportunity arose, and maybe kind of restore it into something like a youth hostel or something. That opportunity came about in the early part of 1973 when I seen an advertisement in the paper. There was an old building here. It was called the Old Bank of Montreal building. And anyhow, that's how the whole thing started.
Hi, my name's George Malott, and I'm the host of the Jam down here at the Billy Minor Pub. Play the piano and sing, and make sure things run smoothly and such, along with my friend Debbi Sackville, who's my co-host. I wandered into this place about 16 years ago and just fell in love with the atmosphere in the room and just the warmth of the place. The Jam, I love to play music, first of all. And second of all, I'd like to provide the opportunity for other people in the community. I think it's important for a community to have this kind of venue and place for them to come out and play, and it's just fun. I mean, with people getting, more and more isolated, sitting at computer screens and stuck to the television set or what have you, that this kind of thing helps get people out of the house, and they can socialize together and interact and meet. And so many people have met here on Sunday nights. I mean, so many people meet here anyway in this place. It's just so special. You see somebody that never got up and sang before, after a few times get up and feel right at home and sing songs, and it's just a neat thing to be able to do in the community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yes indeed. We got Mr. Colin Lovell on the drums, Simon Jarrett up on the guitar, friend of ours, Mr. Bill Aubert on the bass. This gentleman we haven't seen in a while, and it's very good to see him again. His name is Glenn Trombley on the trumpet. And of course, the good vibe man, Mr. Les Robinson, back on the vibes to do it for you. Put your hands together, here they go.
Leslie Robinson.
And what instrument do you play, Les?
Vibraphone and piano. I started playing piano in the late 40s, actually. I had lessons while I was still going to school, but I gave them up, and since then I've basically self-taught. I was born in Cheshire, in England.
Can you tell me a little bit about, Les, why you come here on Sunday nights?
Well, I enjoy, I know I only play a few numbers, but I enjoy playing and keeping me practicing away between that and playing keyboard for the seniors choir,
I'm sitting here with Colin, just Colin, we'll say. He's 20 years old. He was just drumming. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I've been playing for about 10 years now, and started out playing, rock and roll stuff. Slowly got into jazz through my teachers, and basically come down here to play with Les. Basically, really. Not too many places to play jazz around here, so.
I had lessons in the late 30s. It was about maybe 38, 39. Then I went to grammar school, you see.
Yeah.
Grammar school, you get homework, you get maybe 2 subjects a night you have as homework, and at a weekend you always had 4 subjects to do, you see. So any excuse to give up learning the piano, you see. And I met this guitarist, and I was talking to one pianist with one of the local bands, very good pianist with one of the local bands, and he said, learn your chords. So I learned my chords and bought boots.
So what are your comments to any of the kids that might be listening that are discouraged in their playing today?
Well, one of the guitar players, he should learn the chord, not just the basic chords, learn all the chords.
Hi there, my name's Simon Jarrett. I'm a guitar player, a musician, a music teacher. Basically, during the week I teach guitar, and on the weekends I freelance, I work as a musician with various projects and whoever will hire me. I'm actually also working on something that I'm very enthusiastic about. I'm just trying to get a company off the ground making handmade tube guitar amplifiers, and so far the response has been really good. So I've got a couple of models out which other musicians are field testing at the moment. And
what kind are they?
Well, the name of the amplifier is Kingsley, and I learned guitar first of all when I was growing up in Brussels, Belgium, and I went to the Guitar Institute of Technology at GIT. Which was where I got most of my training, I'd say. That was in '87. I think what they've got here at the Billy Miner really is quite special. It's got such a nice environment. The audience is always open to any musical style. It doesn't seem to matter who gets up to jam. They'll listen to Irish sing-alongs, to instrumental jazz, to all-out rock and roll.
And a good friend of ours on the drums played here down here with us for quite some time, Mr. Mike Verman. We like to call him Spike Verman. Then on guitar we have Mr. Randy Nichols. On bass, Mr. Guy Hatcher. And on vocals and acoustic guitar, Deborah Snowden. Here they go, Scoundrel, you bet.
Tell me, is what I like about coming here is that it's kind of what we see so much nowadays is canned music. Like we go to a bar, go to a club, and they sit there and plays hour after hour of techno, you know, the do stuff over and over again, and it just drives me nuts. I just like to be able to come here and to still be able to experience live music. It's just it's almost a dying breed, and it's really sad. You know, especially for the young people like us. We're all of us are 19, and we're turning 20.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about ready to go with our next guest here. We've got Mr. Bruce O'Neill on the bass, the guitar over here, Terry Charlie on the drums, and of course our own Debbi Sackville here on saxophone, myself, and Mr. Gerald Charlie on the vocals and guitar. Here we go. Get ready to rock.
Debbi Sackville. I'm actually a full-time nurse. I work in an extended care facility. And I play saxophone mostly, but I also play the keyboards, and I enjoy playing the percussion, congas and tambourine and whatnot. And I sing too. I guess I started like a lot of kids where I started with piano lessons. And then I hooked up with a girlfriend and we played guitar and sang together, and I was always very interested in the harmonies. And I played saxophone in high school. I think I was second saxophone. I think any kid that gets into any piano lessons or instruments in school should just go for it, because it's a great avenue. You know, because I've been around here for a long time. I worked as the waitress and bartender here, and met George here. We've met so many people here over the years, and people can come in and sit at any table, and they might not even know the person they're sitting with, but you know, they'll end up chatting and enjoying the evening. So we've had people come through that have just picked up the guitar 6 months ago, and they've never played live before, and we'll set them up, and they'll do it, and they're really scared, but the crowd always gives them a good response, and it's encouraging for them to come back and like to come back and carry on with their interest.
We got the Billy Minor Jam Band back on board here. And this gentleman right here is going to do some of his original songs, singing for you. His name is Mr. Bill Stables. Here they go.
Thanks very much. This one I wrote in Toronto while I was there, trying to break into the scene back there. Obviously I didn't. A song called Your Hesitation.
You're still with Almanac, and you're listening to a musical special of the Sunday night jam session at the Billy Minor Pub in Haney.
You come home at last. You had me worried, girl. My heart was breaking fast. Got in a lonely world. Your hesitation almost got the better of me. Well, you're just teasing me when you said goodbye. Don't joke about leaving me. Only makes me cry. Your hesitation almost got the better of me. All my friends often said you would hurt me. The biggest fool and desert me. So come on, girl, hold me tight and let me know everything's alright. Your hesitation almost got the better of me. Debbi Sackville. You would hurt me. You would hurt me. take my heart, make me the biggest fool, and desert me, so come on girl, hold me tight and let me know everything's alright. Your invitation almost got the better of me. Your invitation almost got the better of me. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Hi, I'm Greg Stuart. I'm a professional musician, full-time, and I'm a drummer, percussionist. I came up through the school system, public school in Calgary. Actually, I started in grade 3, and I started playing clarinet. I wanted to play drums. I picked out, my mother brought out the encyclopedia with all the instruments pictured, and she said, what do you want to play? And I said, pointed right at the snare drum. And she said, no. So she said, I'll pick one for you, and she picked clarinet. But anyway, I started doing that. I played clarinet for 13 years, right up until the end of high school, and then I switched to drums. So it was actually a good grounding. I had a good musical grounding before I switched to drums. The Billy Minor is a place where as soon as you walk in, it's like you're in somebody's living room. It's very cozy, it's very relaxed, and Bernice, the owner here, supports music aggressively here, and you can always come in and hear somebody playing something through the weekend at least. And this is definitely the center of live music in Maple Ridge at least. And as far as this jam goes, it's, I would say, one of the top in the lower mainland, if not the top, because it's so eclectic. We get everything in here. About 1991, I started writing lyrics. And in 93, after I met with a girl who is my wife now, I wrote a song for her called It's My Heart. And I submitted that song that I co-wrote with another gentleman named Ted Alexander in Calgary. I submitted it to the BCCMA Talent on Tape contest this year. And they had about 360 entries, and they picked the top 2 songs, and mine was one of them. So I was just totally thrilled.
This gentleman's name right here is Ivan Boudreau. I'm going to sing it for you. Yeah, it's the first time ever done live, so let's hope it works. Something old, something new, something hardly ever used. It's been home of the blues. Well, it's had its share of doubts, broken pieces all about, full of hurt and pain through and through. Been too long to be alone, and it's cold and needs a home. Something that's long overdue, where the fears collide with feelings deep inside. It's my heart, can I give it to you? It's my heart, can I give it to you? Can you take it and make it brand new? It's tender, understand, hold it softly in your hands. It's my heart, can I give it to you? And the trail to being lonesome, across the border to devotion, to a place that's and listen to. It's a precious thing. Make it laugh, make it sing. It's my heart. Can I give it to you? It's my heart. Can I give it to you? Can you take it and make it brand new? It's tender, understand. Hold it softly in your hand. It's my heart. Can I give it to you? It's something old, something new, something only meant for you. 'Cause I know it won't be you. It's ready, can't you see? It's the best part of me. It's my heart. Can I give it to you? It's my heart. Can I give it to you? Can you take it and make it brand new? It's tender, understand. Hold it softly in your hand. It's my heart. Can I give it to you? My heart. Can I give it to you? Can you take it and make it brand new? It's ready, can't you see? It's the best part of me. It's my heart. Can I give it to you? It's tender, understand. Hold it softly in your hand. It's my heart. Can I give it to you?
Bring my great spirit. Thank you very much. Stephen Barton back on the bass. We got the good vibe man over here, Mr. Les Robinson, having it on his vibraphone. Yes, indeed. And this fellow I've known for years on the trombone, Mr. Mike Lord. Yes, indeed. Woo! The guy on the guitar and vocals, Mr. Barry Carlson.
Kenny Nielsen. I finally worked it out. I finally understand. I don't really matter. I'm just another man. But you don't care what I'm going through. What's a man to you? Any fool will do. So many fools before me, so many yet to come. Every one of them thinking he's the only one. But you don't care who you lie to. So what's a man to you?
My name's Dave Barton, and I play bass. I do accounting out of my home. I have a company called Baseline Accounting, and I mostly do actors, dancers, musicians, the arts community. I don't really practice much anymore, but when I was learning, it was, 8-10 hours a day. I started when I was about 15, playing bass. Played guitar earlier than that. And that's it, just loved music, found bass, and that was my instrument. Getting to play with this band is really a lot of fun. The music is fabulous. Everyone should have it in their life.
Spit me out like I wasn't sweet. You done me wrong and you tossed me out back here on the street. But you don't care what I'm going through. What's a man to you? Any fool will do.
My name's Alan Woodland. I've lived in Maple Ridge for 40 years. I'm down here at the Billy Miner this evening. It's one of my favorite places in the world. Living in the Lower Mainland today, the traffic has come to a point where it's become essential for many of the entertainments and the services that we need to be in our own community. We don't have to get into a car and drive into Vancouver. We don't have to find somewhere to park and then be there and then have to drive all the way back again late at night. It's here. When we come down, we don't see strangers, we see our friends.
What are your feelings on the music here?
What pleases me and surprises me sometimes is how good everybody is. Somebody new comes in and they've got a sax in a case, or they come in with a guitar under their arm, and you sort of wonder, what's going to happen here. But they know how to tune, and they seem to know the notes, and there's a hurried little conversation, and they pore over the charts for a few minutes, and then someone says, we'll do it in G or whatever it is, and away they go. And you listen, and you realize that these people know what they're doing, and people coming from different walks of life to belong. And what happens in the pub is that there is a sense of belonging. We like to talk about Maple Ridge as a community because in the 40 years I've lived here, I've always thought there was something special about it. It's just far enough away from Vancouver to be separate, and I don't think that the increase in population that we've had over the last 20 years or so has really done anything to harm that very much.
It's hard to believe all the talent in this community. And this lady's name is Kim Brown.
the socks and hang 'em on the line. Wash and starch out 2 dozen shirts where you can count from morning to night. Well, I can scrape up a lump of lard from the bottom of a dripping pan. I'll throw it in the skillet, do my shopping and be back before it melts in the pan. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. Let me tell you again, I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. You know, I can rub and scrub this pot till it shines just like a dime. I'll feed the baby, I'll grease the car and make muffins at the same time. So I can get all dressed up, go out and swing till 5 a.m. and then go to bed at 5, drop till 6 and start all over again. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. Let me tell you again, I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. If you come to me sickly, you know I can make you well. And if you come to me all mixed up, you know, well, I can break that spell. But if you come to me hungry, well, I'll feed you full of my grits. Whatever slobbing you want, well, I'll kiss you and you'll get the yeah, by right. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-M-A-N. Let me tell you again, I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. Got a $20 gold piece, there ain't nothing I can do. Make a dress out of a feed bag and a mat out of you. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-O-M-A-N. Let me tell you again, W-O-O-M-A-N. That's all. satisfaction guaranteed.
Years ago, I used to come down the waterfront here and I'd sit on the old wharf and look out over the river, and anyhow, that's how the whole thing started.
We've been here 16 years, and we've seen excellent musicians come and go.
First thing that sets the Billy Minor apart is the community.
It's like you're in somebody's living room. It's very cozy, it's very relaxed.
It's here. When we come down, we don't see strangers, we see our friends.
We hope you've enjoyed our musical special on Almanac today. I sure did. The Billy Minor Jam Show was produced by Todd Elvidge. The co-producers are Richard Champagne and Derek Bird. Special thanks to David Grierson. My name is Susan McNamee, your host of Almanac. I'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend.
CBC Radio in British Columbia. Good afternoon. Patrick Monroe here with some events happening in your community.